The diner was quiet that morning, the smell of coffee, the sound of sizzling bacon, the soft hum of an old jukebox. But everything changed when two men in expensive suits stormed in, their polished shoes clicking against the checkered floor. They weren't there for breakfast. In a matter of seconds, the laughter faded. Every eye in the room turned to the waitress behind the counter, a young woman in a blue uniform, her hands trembling as the men grabbed her arm. No one dared to move. No one, except a little girl's voice that broke the silence. She needs help, Daddy. Hey everyone, welcome back to Kindness in Action, the place where real stories remind us that the smallest act of courage or kindness can change someone's life. If this story touches your heart, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes in doing the right thing, even when it's hard. And don't forget to leave a comment below about a time when you stood up for someone in need. Jack Turner was a former Marine, a single dad who'd seen too much of the world to stand by when someone was being hurt. He didn't have much, just a steady job at the local garage and a beat-up pickup truck that always smelled like engine oil and crayons. But he had a daughter, Lily, who was his whole world that morning. Jack had promised her pancakes after dropping her off at school. But Lily, with her wide eyes and endless questions, convinced him to stop by the diner first. Please, Daddy. I love their whipped cream, she begged, tugging on his arm while they sat in their favorite red booth, laughing over chocolate milk and coffee when everything changed. Two men in dark suits burst through the diner doors, scanning the room like they owned it. Their eyes landed on Sarah, the waitress who'd just refilled Jack's coffee. She froze, a look of fear flashing across her face. Sarah, one of them barked. Your father wants to see you. Now. The man grabbed her wrist, and the sound of breaking cups echoed through the diner. Sarah tried to pull away, her voice shaking. Please. I told him I'm not coming back. The second man stepped closer, yanking her by the collar. You don't get to decide that. Lily gasped. Daddy, he's hurting her. Jack looked at his daughter, then at Sarah. The suits were big, confident, used to getting their way. But Jack had faced worse. He stood up slowly, his deep voice calm but firm. Let her go. The taller man sneered. Mind your own business, tough guy. This doesn't concern you. Jack took a step forward. It does now. The entire diner went silent. Even the cook peeked out from the kitchen. Sarah's eyes met Jack's, pleading, terrified, but hopeful. The man holding her shoved her back against the counter, whispering something about family obligations and her father's orders. Jack's fists tightened. He remembered the things he'd seen overseas, men who thought power gave them the right to hurt others. He wasn't going to let that happen here. Last warning, Jack said, his voice low. Let her go. But the men didn't listen. So Jack moved. In one swift motion, he grabbed the man's wrist, twisting it until the guy yelped and released Sarah. The other one lunged forward, but Jack blocked him easily, pushing him back toward the door. The scuffle was quick, controlled, not violent, just enough to make his point clear. The men stumbled back, cursing, and one of them hissed, "You'll regret this. Her father owns half this town." Jack didn't flinch. Doesn't own me. They stormed out, slamming the door behind them. The diner was silent again, except for the clinking of a spoon falling to the floor. Sarah stood there, her hands shaking, eyes full of tears. Lily ran up to her. It's okay now. Daddy helped you, she said, wrapping her little arms around Sarah's waist. Sarah smiled through her tears. He sure did, sweetheart. He sure did. They sat together afterward, drinking coffee and hot chocolate. Sarah told Jack the truth. Her father was a billionaire who built his empire through control and fear. She'd worked at his company for years, but after refusing an arranged engagement to one of his business partners, she'd walked away. He didn't take rejection well. I thought I could disappear, she said softly. But he always finds me. Jack listened without interrupting. When she finished, he said simply, you deserve to live free. No one owns you, not even your father. Sarah's eyes filled again, but this time, they weren't tears of fear. They were tears of gratitude. Lily, swinging her legs on the stool, looked up at Sarah and said, you can sit with us, if you want. Daddy makes the best pancakes at home. Sarah laughed for the first time that morning. I might just take you up on that over the next few weeks. Sarah and Jack saw more of each other. Jack helped her find a lawyer to file a restraining order. He even introduced her to some of his old military buddies who knew how to make people like her father's men think twice before showing up again. Sarah, in turn, brought warmth back into Jack's life. She'd drop by the garage with sandwiches and iced tea for him and the crew. Lily adored her, calling her Miss Sarah and insisting she come to every school play. The small acts of kindness between them began to grow into something stronger. Not romance at first, but mutual respect, the kind that heals, and soon, word spread around town about the day a veteran stood up to a billionaire's men for a waitress. People began to look at Jack not as just a mechanic, but as a reminder of what decency looks like. Months later, the diner felt different. The air was lighter. Sarah had taken over as the new manager after the old owner retired. Jack and Lily came every Sunday morning, same booth, same laughter, same pancakes. One day, a new family walked in, looking nervous and tired. The mother had a bruise on her wrist, the father nowhere in sight. Sarah walked over, knelt beside the little boy, and smiled softly. "You're safe here," she whispered. Jack watched from his booth and smiled. The kindness had come full circle, because kindness isn't about grand gestures or headlines. It's about moments like that, standing up when it's hard, helping when no one else will, and teaching our children what it means to care. So the next time you see someone struggling, remember Lily's words, the words that started it all. She needs help, Daddy, because sometimes, that one small cry for help can awaken the hero in all of us. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share this video from Kindness in Action. Your support helps us keep spreading stories that remind the world, kindness is strength, and it starts with you.